To another video. We are going to go over why you should be using certain weapons to buff your damage. So, so let's just start off with the bases. Like, okay, how much damage am I doing? 1.3 mil. So I'm currently doing 1.3 mil, but there's actually a way to buff your damage even farther. So if you want to do like more damage, you can use items like the Ragnarok Axe, the Weirder Tuba, Overflux, Wand of Strength, Sword of Bad Health. I mean, Endstone Sword, I guess this can work, although this is more useful for reducing damage because these add stat on stats. This is just percentage bonus on one hit, so it is a very niche weapon, but it is worth it if you're just doing like one hits, I guess. So, so I mean, yeah, I have a Chimera 3 Regex, but at base, if we go ahead and take this off, it currently has 288 strength, and this is 10 starred, and I'm like what, Kata, 48. So at base, it still gives like a decent amount of strength. So what it does is it multiplies by 1.5 of the weapon strength and adds it uh to your stats. So if you go in times 1.5, you get 400 base strength already, and and this is also 10 starred, so it does buff damage and hot potato booked in fuming. So you get 400 strength. If I throw on a G-Drag, I get 472. So if I go ahead and change this to 472, I get 700 strength. Although, don't get Chimera just for extra strength on this if you're early game. Only do it if you're late game. That's when it's worth it. Alright, so another way to buff your damage outside is using strong mana. Strong mana is for like when you cast abilities, it will grant you strength based on the percentage of the mana you used. So since this costs 500, you're getting a percent of that. So for example, like what is it 0.7? Yeah, 0.7 for 500. So how much strength that's given you through strong mana? It's pretty good. So and then there's the tuba and all these other weapons. So again, let's just and there's also Reaper armor. I forgot to mention that, but this is very good for also damage. It gives straight up 100 damage. There's a random here. Let's go ahead and check my damage again. 377. I don't think he has range. But for example, if I go, so let's just not use the Vygax. This is a cooldown on it. So if I go, I did place this. Alright. And I'm doing an extra 200k damage for just some abilities. Yeah. Which is good. Which is a good trade-off. And I was doing like 300k damage without all of the damage. Yeah. So, and yeah, and we haven't even tested out the Rygax yet, but it does do good damage. This also has what, a 25-second cooldown. This is a 20-second. So, but this is a lot stronger than Reaper armor in some instances. So, alright, let's go ahead. Alright, so I'm going to try my best to use every ability. I'm going to use the ones that will consume the most. Crap. 2.2, 2.1, 2.2. So I'm just straight up doing 2.2 mil out of all that damage. Although this doesn't have gemstones, but you get the point. It does a lot of damage. But I'm gonna give it one more shot just with the Reaper swap because I think I can do a bit more damage. Although my stats are fine. So I am also using Renowned Crimson. Yeah, so yeah, this is my damage. I think I'm getting why am I dealing increased damage? I don't know. Maybe it's my Legion. Okay. Alright. Yeah, 2.5, 2.4. So that's with 2.2 mil. Okay. Alright, I'm gonna give this one more shot. And I'm gonna do my best to use all these abilities. So, yeah. I think. Two point seven. 2.7 mil. I basically almost tripled my damage. Although I definitely doubled the damage output, that's for sure. So yeah, if you want to do more damage, these are the utility weapons that would go in your favor. Oh. And then of course there's the Endstone Sword. I wouldn't really recommend using this because if I go ahead and yeah, it's not that powerful for what, 500 mana, but it's useful for the damage resistance because I mean, if you have fast mana regen, this would be good, but it's not that useful. So I wouldn't opt for this. This kind of sucks. So yeah, in Reaper armor is pretty good. Because here, let me just show you with just the Reaper armor buff. Yeah, like actually it's not that impressive compared. Alright, so we only did like what, an extra 400k buff damage? Okay. Although you do have to hold this. Yeah, that's a lot stronger. Although I do have a Chimera weapon. So it does make it a lot stronger. And this lasts for a longer period of time. Although if the weapon does have like low base damage, like this for example, for example Pyro Daggers and Death Rippers, they are very good because it gives low base damage but high multiplier against places. Very powerful against them. Although, yeah. Also, how strong are these abilities? I don't think they're that strong, but let's go ahead. I want to test how strong this is without G-Drag, and then I'll just switch over to G-Drag. Okay, so they're basically around the same strength. But if you do put Chimera on this thing is really strong. Although it can get stronger if you use an Antique Remedies, because this will buff the crap out of the strength. So, and also get bonus strength from strong mana, which also helps. Yeah, now it's back to normal. Or is it? Eh. Although I do get a little bit of random damage, I guess. I don't know what the random damage is from. Maybe, wait, do these have defense? Oh, these have slightly more health. That's why. That's why I have a little bit of random damage. Okay. Alright, let's see how strong these weapons are individually. Not this, but if you use like all of these weapons, these shouldn't be that bad. Actually, it's not that bad. 400, and you just have to keep casting your sort of bad health. Guess what? This lasts for uh for oh, it's it's 10 seconds. I thought it was 30 seconds. But this is pretty good. Yeah. For like some extra damage, if you don't have if you're constantly getting hit, uh and you can't use Ragex, I would recommend these items instead. They do buff your damage. Although if you do need damage resistance, the Endstone Sword's the way to go. So yeah, in my opinion, all these weapons are great for damage. Like, some people struggle with doing more damage, but if you just use these set of weapons, although the SRS Flare does not give base stat more strength or whatever, but it does give ferocity, which is also a 10% increase, or it can be like tripled because of fatal tempo. So, which is pretty good. I don't think there are any other weapons, although there is the Endstone Bow. Oh, that's just basically the same as the is just basically the same as an Endstone sword. So there's really no difference. Also, why does Endstone sword have such high strength? That makes no sense. Out of all the weapons, it has high strength. Okay. So, yeah. So, if you're struggling with damage, this video should help you do some more damage, and you can see why it makes a difference. I mean, yeah, it's like, what, a 300k increase? Although this could be a higher percentage increase if you keep stacking abilities that buff your damage. I think I covered all the ones that buff your damage. Legion's also another, but you do need people with that. Like, for example, if because it goes up, because right now I have Legion 5 and it's 0.35% per player up to 20. So I mean, this is usually a good enchant to have. So for example, if we just look at my strength, and yeah, strength and crit damage, if I just go to hub and I just go to like lobby 1 or something, I can just show you how much. Yeah, see, it goes to 1800, 1700. So yeah, Legion is pretty powerful. Although if even if it's like a couple, uh, even if it's like a couple extra strength, it's like free damage on armor, and this is way more impactful with Legion. So if you're planning on playing with people, do think about putting Legion on your armor. So yeah. I'm not here to go over any damage reforges or any of that stuff. I'm just here to show you how to do more damage outside of having already optimized stats of what you have. I mean, there's also edible mace that does double damage. This is also another one that does buff it. Although, then again, it's just a single hit. This is used for more, getting higher one-hit crits for, what? For, getting a high, DPS output on, what? Rapid fire for dungeons, so they have high DPS and M7. That is where it's used, and there's like a whole thing where they optimize damage for it. I'm not here to show you that. So I mean, I guess you could use it for one hit damage, but these just buff your overall damage output, except for this. This is just damage reduction. So these buff your overall damage output, and it should help to do a bit more damage than you already are. So yeah. And for the Ragex, you can. It's probably best to hot potato book in filming this. It is 1.5 times the weapon strength, so you want to put Withered. I would recommend 10 star in this. If you really have the budget to do it, you can put Chimera on it if you have a G-Drag. Otherwise, this weapon is completely worthless without a golden dragon. I mean, I can technically do more damage. I do have antique remedies just lying around. Yeah, I do have some shelmets. Yeah, I have a bunch of antique remedies. Although I don't feel like just testing it just because. That's weird. Alright. Did they change the description? Okay, whatever. Alright, so yeah, this video should help you a little bit on how to do slightly more damage. I mean, using legendary gemstones could also help, but I mean, you're probably fine with flawless. Yeah, but then again, I'm not here to tell you what to buy. I'm here to show you weapons to do more damage outside of your weapon and optimizing your weapon damage. I I'm not actually I'm not totally sure on this. Let's see if this actually buffs magic damage. I just want to see if there's like a damage difference number. I'm not here to max out. Although these just give strength, this gives damage, so I think this might actually be useful for magic damage. So, for example, we're doing like 405k. Any other damage difference? 4 or 5. Alright. So if I go ahead and Viper swap, it does not look like it buffs damage. I think it's only for melee damage. Yeah. I think it's only yeah, it's only for melee damage, I'm pretty sure. So, although that was with a rabbit pet too. So, yeah, this looks like it only buffs melee damage, which makes sense. I mean, this also does give speed. But it would be cool if it buffed magic damage because of base stat. So, look at that. 666 intelligence. Love that. Alright. Yeah. So, let me know how helpful this video has been, and you want to see more of these kinds of videos. Let me know, and I'll try to upload them. Ooh, it's a lot of health. How much strength do I get? 5. Okay, that's a lot of strength on my day axe. Anyways, yeah. Let me know if you want to see anything, like, anything like this, like going over like smaller items that do buff damage or whatever, like small little tips I can show you. Let me know. Alright. Oh, also, don't forget to like and subscribe. I forget to keep doing that. And yeah. Anyways, I'll see ya. Bye bye.